Good morning children, how are you? This is class for 5th class students. The lesson name is growing plants. Children, in previous class we have already known some topics from this lesson. They are reproduction through seeds and what is the definition of germination and what are the conditions suitable for the germination. About these topics we know. Now in this class we know some more topics. Let us start the class. The first topic from this class, seed dispersal. What is the definition of seed dispersal? Seed dispersal means the process of which seeds are scattered away from the mother plant is called seed dispersal. Seed dispersal means the seeds are scattered away from the mother plant is called seed dispersal. What is the need of seed dispersal? For this, we do an activity. You take 2 pots for this. We name them A and B and pour the soil into this pot. Into the first pot, you sow 2 or 3 seeds only into first pot and you sow many seeds into the B pot. What will be happen? You water them regularly. What will be happen after some days? Now we will check. You have to observe one thing from this activity. From this A pot, we can see very healthy and quality plants. But from this B pot, we can see very weak plants. Why it is possible? Why it happens? Because in this pot, so many seeds in this pot, they cannot get sufficient water, they cannot get sufficient sunlight, they cannot get sufficient air or space from this pot. So from this activity, we know one thing. If you pour many seeds at one place, they cannot germinate properly. Okay, some fruits have many seeds. If those seeds of a fruit fall at one place, what will be happen? It cannot get sufficient water, air, sunlight or warmth which are helpful to germinate. So seed dispersal is necessary in the nature. Okay children, plants cannot move from one place to another place. So seeds can be dispersed into various places. Through this, seeds scattered away from the mother plant. Now we see different means of seed dispersal. For this seed dispersal, wind, water, birds or animals and explosion, these are the agents of seed dispersal. What are they? Wind, water, birds or animals and explosion. Through these ways, seeds can be dispersed into distant places. So these are called agents of seed dispersal. These are called agents of seed dispersal. Now first we see how the seeds are dispersed by the wind. Example for this, sometimes we see some seeds are flying in the air. Children also try to catch them. What are those seeds? Those are maybe dandelion or cotton seeds. The seeds which are dispersed by wind, they are generally very tiny, very small, and light in weight also. They have hair and wings also on the seeds. Which seeds are dispersed by wind? Generally, they are very light in weight, tiny, and they have hair or wings on it. So, this it helps them to fly in the air. In this way, they can disperse it into various places. Example for this: dandelion seeds, cotton seeds, sycamore seeds, and madder. These plants, seeds of these plants are example to seed dispersed by wind. Now we will know about seed dispersed by water. Which seeds are dispersed by water? Have you seen sceneries or seashores or beach? Which plants we like? Which plants we can see there? We can see coconut plants there. Who plant there? No one plant these plants. These plants comes from the seeds are dispersed by water. How it will be happen? Now see. Example for these seeds dispersed by water. Example for this coconut. Coconut, when we say coconut, it has fibrous on the shell. It has fibrous on the wall of the coconut, and it helps them to float on the water. Through this, it can float into distant places, and it can be developed into a new plant there. Coconut has a fibrous on the shell, and it has a hard shell to protect the seed. It has a hard shell to protect the seed. So in this way, the coconut seed dispersed by water. And another example for this, lotus. Lotus also example for the seed dispersed by water. Lotus also has a spongy structure. It has lotus fruit also spongy. It helps them to float on the water. In this way, it can float to distant places. At there, it can develop into another plant. These are examples for the seed dispersed by water. What are the examples for the seed dispersed by water? Lotus and coconut. Seed dispersed by birds and animals. How can the birds and animals are responsible for seed dispersal? We see so many birds and animals are eating fruits and vegetables on the tree. Sometimes after they eating this flesh of the fruits, they fall out, they threw their seeds into various places. And some birds are eating fruits along with the seeds. But the seeds, the waste of the food, the seeds are passed out from their wastes here and there. So in this way, birds are responsible for this. And animals also, like monkey, they are eating fruits. After that, they throw the seeds into distant places. In this way, animals can do seed dispersal. And some plants, some fruits have thorns, next hooks or spines and spines or buds also. Some fruits have thorns, spines, hooks or buds. These get stuck to the body of the animals. These can be stuck to the body of the animals or claws of the human beings also. They can travel through the by them. Some seeds, some fruits have thorns, which have thorns or hooks. These seeds sometimes get stuck to the body of the animals or claws of the human beings. These seeds travel with the human beings or animals, and these fall out here and there and somewhere. In this way also seeds can be dispersed. Example for the seeds dispersed by birds or animals are xanthium, tiger snail. These plants example to seed dispersed by birds and animals: xanthium, tiger snail, and another one is spear grass. Spear grass. Now we see seed dispersed by explosion. How the seed dispersed by explosion? When fruits are ripe or when fruits mature, the fruits explode, burst out with force. Some fruits, when the fruits are ripen, they explode with heavy force. When they explode, when they burst out, the seeds are scattered away into various places. In this way, seeds can be dispersed by explosion. What are the example for this? Pods of beans, rubber fruit, and another one, balsam fruit, and a peas also. Peas. These are example for the seed dispersed by explosion. What are the examples for the seed dispersed by wind? They are dandelion, cotton, or medar. Seed dispersed by water, coconut and lotus. Seed dispersed by birds or animals, xanthium, speargrass and tiger snail. Seed dispersed by explosion, balsam fruit, rubber fruit, beans or peas. These are the examples for the seed dispersal of different means. Now we know about the vegetative reproduction. What is the meaning of vegetative reproduction? In previous class, we have already known seed reproduction by seeds. Most of the plants do reproduction by the seeds. Only seeds are responsible for the reproduction? No, other parts of the plants are also responsible for the reproduction. Plant can be reproduced by the other parts of the plants also. Now we know the meaning of vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction means the method or the process in which a new plant grows from the other part of the plant, other part of the old plant without involving the seed. What is the meaning of vegetative reproduction? A new plant grows from a other part of the plant without involvement of seed. That process is called vegetative reproduction. It is a better and faster way to growing a new plant. So now we know about reproduce by stem, leaves. How the vegetative reproduction? Vegetative reproduction done by the plant leaves or stem or buds. Now we see reproduction by stem, leaves, by leaves, and by leaves, by spores also. Reproduction through stem, reproduction through leaves, reproduction through spores. Now we will know. First we see reproduction through stem. First, do you see eyes of the potato? Reproduction through stem. When we see potato, it has eyes on its body. It has eyes. They are called buds. Potato eyes are called buds. Through these buds, they can do reproduction. Potato is a underground stem. It is a underground stem. The new plant grows from the stems. Potato is a underground stem. The new plant comes from the stem. This is about the reproduction by buds and reproduction by stem. For this reproduction through stems, example for this potato, ginger and onion. Potato, ginger, onion. These are all example to reproduction through stems. A new plant comes from the stem of these plants. Next, stem cutting. Stem cutting means in a rose plant, in a sugarcane plant, if we cut the plant, if we cut the stem, we can put into the moist soil. It can develop into a new plant. Okay, if we cut the stem and if we put into the moistured soil, it develops into a new plant. So this is generally this happens in rose and sugarcane plants. Through the stems, these plants can do reproduce. Next, reproduction through leaves. Reproduction through leaves. Example for this reproduction through leaves are bryophyllum, and begonia. These have buds on the edges of the margin of the leaves. These plants, bryophyllum and begonia, have buds at the margins of the leaves. They have buds at the margins of the leaves. When these buds fall out into the soil, they can develop into a new plant. They can grow into another plant. Okay, reproduction through stem. What are example for that? Ginger, potato and onion. Rose and sugarcane also. Reproduction through leaves. Bryophyllum and begonia are example for the reproduction through leaves. And now we see reproduction through spores. spores. Example for this, ferns. Ferns or mosses and mushrooms plants, when we see the small tiny seeds can be placed into the inside of these leaves. Ferns are it has very tiny seeds like structures which grow into a new plant. When these fall out into the plant, when these seeds fall out on the soil, they can grow into a new plant. Example for this, reproduction through leaves, spores. Example for this, ferns and mosses and mushrooms. Okay children, this is about the vegetative reproduction. Now we will know another topic, plants that have come from far. Reproduction through spores. Example for this reproduction through spores, ferns, mosses and mushrooms. When we see ferns leaf, it has tiny seeds on the leaves. Spores means it is a tiny seeds structure. From this spores, another plant grows. From these spores, another plant is grown. This is about the reproduction through spores. Okay. These are spores. From these spores, another plant will grow. This is about the reproduction through spores. Now we will know about another topic. Plants have come from far. All plants do not grow in all type of plants, in all type of places, because particular plants have particular atmosphere. Several plants come to India from the other places. One such plant is tea. The tea plant is first, it come to India by the British. It is used for medicinal properties and as a drink also. It has white and small scented flowers. It has white, small and scented flowers. The tea plants is grown in Darjeeling, Assam and Ooty. Okay, these plants grown in Assam, Darjeeling and Ooty. It grows well. Where it grows well? It grows well at a low altitude. That means where the air is warm and humid, in that places only it can grows very well. Okay. How these plants are grown? Tea gardeners, they plant these seeds in a nursery bed on hill slopes. They seed these plants in a nursery bed on hill slopes. When the plant reaches in 20 centimeters, they transplanted these plants to the field. Tea gardeners, they planted these plants to the field after they reaching 20 centimeters. When they mature, it takes time to mature 3 to 5 years. They take time 3 to 5 years to mature. Then the pluckers, they pluck the leaves by the hand. This is the process of gardening tea plant. Okay children, many plants, many fruits, many vegetables comes from the other places. We exported from the other countries and other places, because all the plants cannot grow in all different types of weather conditions. That's why we import and export so many fruits and vegetables from other countries. This is about the growing plants lesson. Okay children, thank you.